Rawr.
All right, and we're back in more City Skylines. We've stopped the we haven't stopped it rather, but the blizzard has stopped, and I've also noticed we need to do some more road upgrading and fixing in this area. But yeah, things are going well. We have a fair amount of money in the bank now. We got some positive, like seriously positive weekly income. We're seeing our population slow down and the increase there as most of our residential zones become developed. We actually have enough cash now that I'm going to go ahead and buy the other chunk of this island. Ba-boom! Alright, so now we have literally twice the space that we would have had in SimCity from a year or two ago. And we're ready to expand this stuff out. But before I forget, let's get those roads upgraded to the non-terrible ones. So wondering why it was so dark, and of course there's no street lights on the gravel roads. And we can also go ahead and give these folks the rest of their property. Considering they built these tiny houses on the very edge of the property line that no longer need to be quite so tiny. Let's see, and we'll go ahead and make some of these roads a bit nicer now too. So we're going to continue with our theme of like the nice coastal waterfront, like not quite exactly straight, but like not a grid following the coastline attitude when it comes to these roads. We are going to continue to build residential along here as kind of a like a perimeter, and then we're going to fill all of this in with residential, and then it's going to be commercial, and then we'll start looking at overpasses or underpasses for this side, which is either going to be our office hub or our commercial hub. Wow, our residential demand is immense, so we're going to go ahead and get some of this stuff filled in. Now, I'm not going to do completely straight lines. I still want to have some kind of variety in here. So again, it may not be the most efficient design, but it's one I'm going to be happy with, and I think that's important. Alright, from this junction across, and then that's how I do want to keep traffic like manageable. So we are going to do a little of the old opposite intersections to keep traffic snarls from getting too bad on these main arteries within here. We are also going to soon want to start looking at public transport and seeing what the best way of doing that is going to be, because that's going to be probably our easiest way to keep some of these traffic snarls to a minimum. Let's go up, and then over, and then up, over, and then up, and then over, and then a little jet like that. Alright, and we're going to go back to our wonderful underground piping, because you know this is just the most exciting thing in the world. Heat pipes. Now, ooh, here's a question. I wonder how close we are to maxing this thing out. Hopefully we're like very far away from that, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. I don't want to waste pipe heating the river, or the main body of water there. We won't have to. You can see just how little the money goes when it comes to these heat pipes. We just blew through like what 30k there without even trying, and we're not even the whole way around yet. So we are going to go ahead actually and take a second loan out to get this project finished, so we can start pulling in that sweet tax dollar money, or taxpayer dollars rather. Okay, so we have the perimeter done. Now we're going to focus on our interior. With as little overlap as we can manage. There we go, that's all heated. Perfect, okay. So now I don't normally like doing this because like when you do like a mass redevelopment like this, because there are major opportunities for you to like oversupply essentially, but I think we're going to be okay, especially since we know this is all heated and everything else already, but that should be fine. The other thing I was considering doing, which would be expensive, possibly also very ugly, or possibly cool, was to try to make some other on-ramp, off-ramp that runs directly through the water to hook up to this side of the island. Because right now, if you're living in this zone, you come down this main artery over here, all the way back up to the roundabout, around the roundabout, and then onto the highway. So if you're commuting from, you know, this neighborhood into the industrial zone, it's a bit of a hike, and it's going to start making traffic much worse. I guess the other option would be to demolish a building or two and put a feeder line into here. That might be the way to do it. If we do a curved road coming out of this, and then like bing. Actually, that's not too bad, but I do want to do something like that. There. It's kind of messed up some of those houses, but I think this should also help us with making sure traffic remains reasonable for this area as well. But yeah, so we have developments coming along. We have lots of people moving in, lots of snow-covered roads. It looks like we may have to start considering looking at expanding our snow clearing. But hello, what's this? Tram depot. So this is the other option that we could look at. Instead of doing buses and instead of doing subways, is dedicated streetcars, essentially. And seeing how we'd want to do that. Because you can have standalone track, like standalone rails. So for stuff like bridging, for instance, we could have a dedicated rail bridge that crosses and gets people to work, and a station over on this end. Actually, this is a station or a depot? It's the train depot. So we could have the depot over here, then have a dedicated tram line that comes in, runs down these drags, and pushes through, and gets people to where they need to go. That might be the better way to do it. 40 grand for the depot. And then how much of the 2-lane road with tracks are expensive to upgrade. But this might be our long-term transit plan. This may be the best way for us to do that. But yeah, the roads are becoming more and more of a problem. So I think our snow guys might be getting overloaded a bit. So where's our snow dump? Actually, maybe we should throw what's this one? Road maintenance. Maybe we should throw a second snow dump down. Yeah, let's see how this one's doing. Probably all of its trucks are in, yeah. It's like 100% in use. We'll throw a second snow dump in here. Actually, we'll build a road for the snow dump instead of using the valuable space that we already have created. I'll extend you out. Oh, I want a straight road, please. Thank you. And then we should actually look at, even if we don't necessarily want to build like a industrial zone directly on the waterfront, having that expanded zone lets us do stuff like this. All right, there we go. So we have a second snow dump that's going to be pushing plows out to try to maintain these roads and everything else and get all this caught up. Because even some of our paved roads here look like they might as well be gravel. And they're clearly not. That's not great. Our population should be getting high enough now that I imagine our schools, are getting kind of beat up. So we'll go ahead and add a public school in this new zone we've created. Just fix our capacity problem there. We don't have a high school capacity problem. And thankfully, the... I thought I zoned that out. I did. Thankfully, we can see here the high school still, relatively close and relatively not full. So we can build the big cop shop now. And what do we have here? A prison. If we want to get to that eventually, we probably won't. But who knows? Who knows what the future may hold, right? So let's see where things are. How do we want to proceed at this point? So we have this island is really coming along pretty well. Our commercial demand is creeping back up, so we can continue to fill in our commercial zone here. Where's my fill tool? And we'll start going down this way and building out like along the highway. Yeah, that should be all right. And then not regular piping, because that snow dump, they really need to make sure that they can use the washroom there. Boom. And it looks like our regular dump might also be getting kind of rough. Yeah, the dump is full. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add a second dump next to our second snow dump. And that should take care of that for now. Yeah, this is a landfill site that is 100% full. That's not great. Good news is we also now have double the garbage trucks, which should be able to take care of this for us. Yeah, I'm starting to really enjoy that idea of like the mega tram, like coming out, having like a really nice scenic bridge that shows you the city before looping in here and coming up on this main drag, and then having a spur line run off and then down here, and a spur line running off and down here. So I think this whole perimeter road is going to need to be tram lined, and then the main drags. And I imagine someone can walk from their house down to the corner to get on the tram. They don't need to have their own tram on their personal residential street there. I think that would be a little excessive. So let's go ahead and start throwing money at this problem that doesn't really exist yet, but that I don't want to wait to have blow up in my face. Sure, we'll put it this way. And then tram line. Oh, what have we done? This may have been a terrible idea. So let's build a tramline road here, and we're gonna go ahead and spend some money that we just wasted there by accident, not realizing that I'd have to upgrade that road to hook it up to the tram line, because I don't want to have it running through that industrial zone. This way, it's gonna run through here only, and it'll be much easier for us to start building this tram causeway, and getting this whole thing kind of working together that we want it to. So we could have it, for instance, coming out just beautifully like so. Boom, 17 grand just thrown into this tram line. So the other thing too is that because this is, oh geez, oh no, okay, that's not what I wanted to do. At least we get a refund for demolishing these. It doesn't cost us money to take this apart. What I did there was build a 2-lane road with a tram on it, which I don't want this to become a congested roadway. I wanted to build just the tram line. There we go. So there's no vehicles, just the trams to keep this flowing freely. And we're going to have it continue to do so up until about here. And that's going to hook into these. Actually, no. Yeah, no, we'll have it hook in right in front of the depot. And then that's fine, and this becomes the tram road that feeds. But these bridges I don't want to have turn into some kind of snarled traffic nightmare. So we should be able to go ahead and push it out to here. Now all the people are very upset because one, there's not enough water, which is a problem we can easily fix. But two, the garbage is becoming an issue. So thankfully we've already taken care of the expansion of the city resources we need for that. So now we're just waiting on the garbage trucks to catch up. And we're going to go ahead and throw another water tower in here. So now you have maybe a giant banner we can hang between them. Or at some point we'll get a third one here and do some kind of nice shape with them. We'll see. For now, that's solved that problem. I want to get back to the much more fun tram planning. Let's see. So I want the bridge to come across and hook up here. Now, is it going to allow me... That's going to build a rail bridge, right? So if we upgrade... Where's my upgrade button? To a tram line, this should let me connect in now with this bad boy here. There we go. Boom. So the tram takes a bit of a hard turn, comes across, and then levels out before coming here. And now we can start upgrading our main drag to be a good tram boy. Got plenty of cash to do this. This is still going fine. And then we're going to want to go ahead and upgrade this line to feed in directly through here. Oh wow, sewage. Oh no, let's pause. Sewage became suddenly a problem, and we're losing a fair number of people per week here. Okay, water. Yeah, sewage treatment. We're gonna need to add one of those sweet outflow pipes that aren't at all gross and don't at all make me sad. Okay, where are we gonna throw you in here? I guess we just throw it with the other existing ones. Or other existing one. Oh wow, I thought we had two. That explains a lot. That second one should get things taken care of. They should still be within power. Not quite. Let's go ahead and just connect that like so. Okay. can unpause. That should get that taken care of. And we'll go back to upgrading to tram roads. Go and... Hey! Big town. Population 5,500. So we have some new tax policies, some new buildings. We can do some new specialization. And most importantly, our high-density residential, our high-density commercial, and our office space. We can build a university now as well as some other kind of cool stuff. So the good thing about doing the tram work now as well is that we're going to have it in place before we get our big high-density zone in here. And that's when the traffic's going to become real unpleasant. But yeah, so we're just going to keep this running as we continue our upgrade spree. So we want to have it run along here and then up to make sure we can feed our residents into our commercial zone, so they can go spend their hard-earned money and keep everyone employed. Or investing in the economy, as some people refer to it. Now, I mean, the lines, actually designing the transit line is going to be a little bit rough, I think. Why are you guys still complaining? What's the problem here? People are sick. Garbage is still not being picked up. Why is the garbage still not being picked up? I mean, people are sick. We can fix that easily enough by throwing in a... Oh, yeah, we definitely need a medical center because apparently we don't have any at all right now, which seems a little bit crazy, but we'll add one. And that should take care of some of our... What's the cap for this? 100. And we have 506 citizens. Yikes. A major hospital might be what we need, but that's going to blow a lot of our budget. So I think we're just going to fake it till we make it with some smaller health clinics, and kind of hope that they just kind of push through those patients and get us in a better place, so we don't need to make... And there we go. Yeah, we're getting much better, much closer to a good number here. For probably spent more money on this actually than I should have. So 40k we've spent, and we're almost going to clear versus 65. So we'll do one more, and we're still 10k ahead, which is okay. Okay, just down here they don't really have one, so we'll slap one in on the tram line. There, I feel better about that. Over time, that should help improve things. So let's get rid of this. Now, the garbage, like... I know the garbage is piled up, but we thought we took care of this. And we're having power. Oh, no. Oh, no. My beautiful plan is starting to slowly fall apart here. Yeah, no one cares about the new building. All right, we're going to let our cold gen in. We're going to put it next to the tram station to power that as well. What's the garbage problem here, guys? Like, we have a new dump. Unless... Oh, no. Did I build 2 snow dumps? Oh, landfill site. That's fine. So why is it being such a dick? Okay, fine. You want to complain about it so much? We'll give you another landfill. We have 3 we just increased twofold our landfill options. There, you should be fine. Oh, shush. Let me finish building my beautiful tramway. Actually, I think we'll end it here for today. We'll continue Operation Build Giant Tram System. And also Operation Backfill. It looks like we may have to put an extra landfill in that services this residential island more directly. I'm thinking it must be a traffic problem that's not actually picking all the garbage up properly. So we can maybe look at putting one over here, or maybe make a separate industrial garbage island on this island. But we'll have to figure it out. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and see you next time!